Incredible minds. The uncharted depths of octopus intelligence. Octopuses have blue blood, 3 hearts and a donut-shaped brain. But these aren't even the most unusual things about them. Known for their otherworldly look and remarkable intelligence, octopuses continue to reveal astonishing qualities, abilities and behavior. 1. More than one brain. It's a well-known fact that octopuses have 8 arms. But did you know that each arm contains its own mini-brain? This arrangement enables octopuses to complete tasks with their arms more quickly and effectively. Moreover, while each arm is capable of acting independently, able to taste, touch and move without direction, the centralized brain is also able to exert top-down control. This was proven experimentally in 2011 when researchers tested whether an octopus could learn to guide one of its arms through a maze to reach food. The maze was designed so that the arm would have to leave water and so not be able to use its chemical sensors to find the food. Transparent walls enabled the octopus to see the food. Most of the octopuses were eventually successful at guiding their arm to the food, proving that the central brain, which processed the visual information, could control the arm. Thanks to their 9 brains, it seems that octopuses have the benefit of both localized and centralized control over their actions. 2. Seriously clever. Scientists use the size of an animal's brain relative to its body as a rough guide to its intelligence, as it gives an indication of how much an animal is investing in its brain. It's not a perfect measure, as other factors such as the degree of folding in the brain also play a role, but smarter animals tend to have a higher brain-to-body ratio. An octopus's brain-to-body ratio is the largest of any invertebrate. It's also larger than many vertebrates, although not mammals. Octopuses have about as many neurons as a dog. The common octopus, Octopus vulgaris, has around 500 million. About 2/3 are located in its arms. The rest are in the donut-shaped brain, which is wrapped around the esophagus and located in the octopus's head. Octopuses have demonstrated intelligence in a number of ways. In experiments, they've solved mazes and completed tricky tasks to get food rewards. They're also adept at getting themselves in and out of containers. There are also intriguing anecdotes about octopus's abilities and mischievous behavior. It creeps up to its prey, such as a shrimp, and taps it on its shoulder. More often than not, the startled shrimp leaps away from the arm that touched it and darts into the clutches of the waiting octopus. It's handy having 7 additional arms. 3. They can use tools. Tools use is relatively rare in the animal kingdom and is something we tend to associate with apes, monkeys, dolphins and some birds, particularly crows and parrots. It is a good indicator of the ability to learn. Among invertebrates, only octopuses and a few insects are known to use tools. They pile up anything they can find: rocks, broken shells, even broken glass and bottle caps. Small individuals of the common blanket octopus, Tremoctopus violaceus, carry tentacles from the Portuguese man-o'-war as a weapon. These tentacles carry a potent and painful venom. The common blanket octopus is immune but can inflict their effects on unwitting predators and prey. The most impressive and convincing example of tool use by octopuses came in 2009, when a few veined octopus, Amphiooctopus marginatus, individuals were observed collecting discarded coconut shells in Indonesia. After they dug up the shells, the octopuses gave them a good clean with jets of water. They then carried them to a new location and assembled them as a shelter. Traveling with the shells underneath their body resulted in a slow and ungainly, stilt walk, along the seafloor. This makes the octopuses more vulnerable to predators, but it seems they are willing to accept the short-term risk for future protection. The scientists who discovered the behavior argue that this, and the fact the shells are carried around to be used when needed, is conclusive evidence of genuine tool use. 4. Ability to recognize people, and pick on them. Octopuses have large optic lobes, areas of the brain dedicated to vision, so we know it is important to their lifestyles. Octopuses appear to be able to recognize individuals outside of their own species, including human faces. It's not unique behavior. Some mammals and crows can do it too, but it is rather unusual. Scientific American reported a story from the University of Otago in New Zealand where a captive octopus apparently took a dislike to one of the staff. Every time the person passed the tank, the octopus squirted a jet of water at her. If you catch the eye of an octopus, you'd better hope it likes you. Biologists at the Seattle Aquarium designed an experiment to test the recognition abilities of the giant Pacific octopus. Over the course of 2 weeks, one person fed a group of octopuses regularly, while another person touched them with a bristly stick. At the end of the experiment, the octopuses behaved differently to the nice keeper and the mean one, which confirmed the octopuses could distinguish the two individuals, despite the fact they wore identical uniforms. 5. Unusual sexy time. Many male octopuses lack external genitalia and instead use a modified arm, called a hectocotylus, to pass their sperm to the female. Some look like a syringe, others more like a spoon, and one belonging to the North Atlantic octopus, Bathypolypus arcticus, even looks like a little toast rack. Each species has a slightly different method. In argonauts, also called paper nautiluses, the male octopus goes one step further in his attempts to reproduce, leaving his sexual appendage behind in the lady octopus when he jets away. Once a male has handed over his sperm, it's game over. Most male octopuses die within a couple of months of mating. 6. Self-sacrificing mums. Life's not easy for octopus mums either. They literally give their lives for their young ones. In some octopus species, the females show parental care. They guard their eggs, protecting them from predators, and waft water over them to oxygenate them. They keep up this behavior until the eggs hatch. In shallow water species it can last up to about 3 months, but some octopuses take their level of care to the extreme. The title of Mum of the Year goes to Granulodon boreapacifica. This deep-sea octopus was observed brooding her clutch of eggs for 53 months, that's nearly 4.5 years. It's the longest brooding period known for any animal. Her astounding self-sacrifice gave her offspring time to reach an advanced stage of development. On the researchers' final visit, the eggs had hatched and the female was gone. Since male octopuses don't survive for long after sex, the sea is full of little orphan octopuses. 7. Cunning disguises and escape techniques. Octopuses are probably the world's most skilled camouflage artists. Thousands of specialized cells under their skin, called chromatophores, help them to change color in an instant. In addition, they have papillae, tiny areas of skin that they can expand or retract to rapidly change the texture of their skin to match their surroundings. Octopuses are able to change both their color and skin texture. Inspired by the phenomenal camouflage ability of octopuses and cuttlefish, researchers have recently engineered a synthetic skin that mimics the function and design of the papillae, creating a stretchy material that can be programmed to transform into 3D shapes. The mimic octopus, Thaumaoctopus mimicus, impersonates lots of different animals to keep itself safe from predators. Plenty of other creatures pretend to be other animals, but the mimic octopus is the only one that we know about that can impersonate so many different species. Mimic octopuses can flee from danger while disguised. Scientists even suspect that the mimic octopus selects a creature to impersonate based on what's living in the area, choosing one that represents the greatest threat to its potential predator. When a mimic octopus was attacked by territorial damselfishes, for example, it disguised itself as one of their predators, a banded sea snake. Meanwhile, the veined octopus, Amphioctopus marginatus, walked with 6 of its arms curled under its body, possibly to appear like a coconut rolling along the seafloor. 8. Builder of cities. With very few known exceptions, octopuses are generally antisocial creatures. Congregations of dens are formed from rock outcrops and discarded piles of shells from the clams and scallops the octopuses had feasted on. The researchers say they're not sure what the benefits of living in a densely populated settlement are for these octopuses, but it may just be a case of necessity, with limited den spaces available in the otherwise flat and featureless area. Finally, why do octopuses have blue blood? Are you still wondering why octopus blood is blue and what the 3 hearts do? Well, the blue blood is because the protein, hemocyanin, which carries oxygen around the octopus's body, contains copper rather than iron like we have in our own hemoglobin. The copper-based protein is more efficient at transporting oxygen molecules in cold and low oxygen conditions, so is ideal for life in the ocean. If the blood, called hemolymph in invertebrates, becomes deoxygenated when the animal dies, for example, it loses its blue color and turns clear instead. An octopus's 3 hearts have slightly different roles. One heart circulates blood around the body, while the other 2 pump it past the gills to pick up oxygen.